Recently, I turned 41 and I cannot say that I don't feel my age. I cannot say that I feel like I'm 20 and that all the years haven't left a single mark on me. They did. So today I want to share some thoughts on getting older. I will talk about some truths that I've realized and experienced, and we'll chat a bit, of course, about ageism. And in the last part of the video, I will share my favorite beauty hacks that I figured out by now. So if you're interested, make sure to watch the video till the end. I think it will be a longish chat, so get cozy. And by the way, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Anna, and on this channel I make videos about minimalism, intentional and simple living, and personal adventures of a heavy-duty introvert. And if you're back, I'm so glad to have your company again. I am a highly sensitive person, or an HSP, and I can definitely feel how this aspect of me becomes more and more evident with every year. I'm very sensitive to the weather, to sounds, to the light, to people and their emotions, or to their energies, if you're like me into that invisible layer of life. I'm very susceptible to magnetic storms, and usually during them I have very heavy migraines. And I've heard a lot of specialists, be them medical or even spiritual, say that this type of high sensitivity comes from weakened physical qualities or mental qualities or low protective functions. I don't know. Is it very reasonable to treat acute sight or hearing as some sort of a weakness, or high sensitivity as some kind of distorted perception ability? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you are highly sensitive or you know someone who is highly sensitive, because this topic has been triggering me a lot lately. And yeah, high sensitivity grows with years and it's inevitable. And this thing has both advantages and disadvantages, of course. Simplicity is craved much more than ever. With all the changes happening in the body with age, by 40, most people have at least one major health scare. I, for example, have already had 2 cancer scares. And when this happens, you just realize the fragility of the now, and then all the unnecessary complications just fall off and give way to the meaningful simplicity. I value simplicity in everyday life, in my eating habits, in my wardrobe, in connections with people, in my thinking, in self-care, just everywhere. Overcomplications can destroy the joy of living, and they take away not only your energy and time, but also your money and finances, yeah. With years, we become more and more appreciative of our own body. I'm honestly fascinated by the physical side of life, and I sometimes have very special moments of existential awe when I look at my hands, when I feel my own presence in my mind, in my brain, and I cannot just understand how it happened, how I got to live, how I got to be in this body and to experience this much. And this feeling is terrifying and beautiful at once. And I'm doing my best to heal all the damages that I've done to my body over the years when I was not respecting and loving it that much. With years, we say goodbye increasingly more often. I still cannot understand why so few people with bigger audiences talk about this, because it's a very important aspect of getting older. I remember there was one comment under one of my older videos, and unfortunately I don't remember exactly who said it from the regular viewers, so please excuse me if I don't remember your name. But there was a very beautiful metaphor comparing life to a long-lasting goodbye. And it's sad and beautiful, and I resonate with it so much. As we get older, we say goodbye to more people, to more places, more opportunities that will never come back, to more moments that will never return to our life. So I'm definitely doing my best to learn to say goodbye in a deeper, more meaningful and more mindful way. As we get older, compliments can become more awkward. I've never hidden my age. I'm neither proud of it nor ashamed of it. I am age neutral. And I'm often told by people that I look younger than my actual age. And on the one hand, according to socially approved imprinted reaction, I feel flattered. But the more sincere part of me feels awkward and kind of perplexed. I have more or less good genetics outwardly, and this is the most important factor for the looks, so to say. And genetics also is something that we cannot choose, that we are given without our approval. So I find it awkward to compliment a person on their genetics, right? It's weird. I can look younger than 41 today, but for example, in a couple of years, I can look much older than my actual age because, well, various things can happen. And now there are moments when I feel older physically. For example, my brother, who is a doctor, diagnosed me with early knee arthritis when I was only in my mid-30s. So I'm too old to be a runner. When we grow older, our body changes, our hormonal levels change, and I had to reconsider a lot of choices that I have made in my 30s. I had to change my diet, my exercise, my thoughts and routines, considering well-being, and so on and so forth. I feel like I'm rambling a bit now, so what I want to say is that I want to break free from the age-related stereotypes because I'm guilty of making these age-related compliments as well. And here, logically, I want to chat a bit about ageism. People are obsessed with youth, and the older you get, the more obvious it becomes how much ageism has grown into the soil of society. I've said about it a couple of times on this channel before, and I will repeat myself, but I was born in and grew up in the culture where a woman is considered old when she turns 30. I still think it's mind-boggling. Last year, when we still lived in Belgrade, Serbia, I took part in the illustration bazaar during the annual illustration festival. I applied, I submitted my works, I was selected, I was happy, but then I noticed that the whole event was marketed as a festival for young illustrators. I felt very embarrassed because I thought I no longer belonged to that category and that there was no place for me there. There are grants for young entrepreneurs, there are awards and prizes for young artists and musicians, but nothing like that for elder specialists, or at least I haven't heard of anything like that. And I get the logics of this because young specialists who are just starting in their life need support and acknowledgement in competition with their more experienced peers. But people change their life paths much more often than we think. The older you get, the more you understand about yourself, what is your true interest, what is your true vocation, and many people take up art or music or writing in their second half of life. Many people get their second degree in a completely different field in their 40s or even 50s. The example is my cousin who just recently got a degree in languages and she's 42, and her primary education is in graphic design. Unfortunately, all new creatives and specialists, not young, but new, don't get that much attention. Yeah, very unfortunately. Once I talked to a woman who worked as a chief HR in a very, very big corporation. She was older than me by 5 years, and by that time she was already over 40 years old. And she openly told me that the policy of their company was to hire people who were not older than 28 years. Because younger people don't stand up for themselves, they can be underpaid, they can be exploited, and then when they are worn out, just new people will come in their places. And I thought that was absolutely cringy. Getting old feels quite isolating sometimes, and to lighten this chat up, I will move to the last part of the video, which is about my favorite beauty hacks that have proven to be the best for me as a 41-year-old woman now. Face relaxation over face building. I am not a medical professional, that's why I cannot give you an expert advice here, but if you're someone who was sold the idea that any sort of face fitness or face building or just any intense facial muscle exercises will give you the face of your dream without any age visible on it, just do some extra research, please. Don't trust those types of information. The thing is that almost all of us have hyper-tensed facial muscles that are not relaxed even during the night. I know this by myself, so I tend to clench my jaw a lot and to frown. And to release this hypertension, I use myofascial release, self-massage, different techniques and types, and also tapes. Taping is awesome. It has proven effectiveness, efficiency. I'm not sure which word is correct, but yeah, if you're interested, you can find a lot of taping schemes online or within some paid courses, and it's so much worth it. And I remember I even had a book, I read a book about taping. I took it from my brother, who is a doctor. So that was a huge help. I use very simple skincare, very minimalist skincare without any anti-age products. I usually have one micellar water for cleansing and removing makeup on the days when I use it. Like today, I'm wearing some of mascara and lipstick, and I have just one lotion. I usually alternate two types of lotion. I have one with calendula, and I show it in the video about things that I only own one of. So if you're interested, you can go back to the channel and watch it. And currently I have a Lipicar Balm by La Roche-Posay. Judging by the size, it is meant for the body, but I use it on my face and it works just great for my skin type, which is very thin, dry, sensitive, and mature. And I also have occasional breakouts due to hormonal issues. Interestingly, when I was a teenager and a young adult, I don't have any skin problems at all. My skin was perfect. It was just perfect. But when I turned 25, I think, and since then until my mid-30s, I had adult acne that was hormonal based, as it turned out, and I didn't attempt to cure it myself. I went to doctors, to various specialists, and some treatment helped, some didn't, so it was a long way and it was very stressful. So that is one more insight about getting older that I experienced myself, that skin issues that are usually associated with teenaging problems, they can become very, very acute during much older years of life. I have drastically changed my physical exercising routine over the years, because the thing is that the condition of our skin and how we feel overall depends on blood and lymphatic circulation. That's why stretching, myofascial release, and posture improvement matter so much, not less than strength training. And again, I'm saying this not as a medical or some sort of a specialist, but as a middle-aged woman from my own experience, as a person who has posture problems and who is not super healthy, unfortunately. And I feel like in this part of the video I have to say something about facial improvement, some face work that is aimed to enhance beauty, to prolong youth, or alter facial features in any way. So I believe that everyone decides for themselves. And I personally choose not to do anything invasive with my face aimed only at the beauty of it. I don't know, whatever. And I'm saying this not because I feel righteous, like self-righteous or better than everyone. No. I have an experience of doing some face work before. In my early 30s, I made nasolabial fillers twice, and I did some Botox on my forehead and even in the corner of my lips. It happened 10 years ago, and apparently all the effects are gone by now. But I don't want to repeat this experience anymore. I don't regret it. I think that if we feel like doing something, we should do it. But first, it's important to consult several doctors, several specialists, and learn for sure what the possible consequences can be and what scientific research has been already done on this type of procedures. It is very, very important. Looking back at my life, I can clearly see how many mistakes I've made. There are things that I would have done differently, but there is no way to go back. But I'm not regretting my life, and I know that some of those mistakes were meant to be made because they expanded my horizon of understanding life better and understanding people better, and also not to be that judgmental after all. Yeah. I hope you found this chat interesting and maybe helpful. Feel free to share in the comments your thoughts about getting older. It would be very interesting to read opinions from different age groups. And thank you so much for your time and attention, dear friends. And huge thanks to everyone who supports me on different tipping platforms and on Patreon, where I post very personal and interesting videos every week. Thanks to you, this channel exists and I can make such videos. So for now, as always, be safe and keep your heart open. And I will see you soon. Пока-пока.